right, welcome, Tiger fans, to S.C. Williams Stadium, the home of the Tulsa Rogers Ropers. The Ropers just took the field, and so we'll get a shot at it here in a minute. Actually, the Tigers are about to take the field. My name is Mark Jordan. I'm here with Ashley Stevens.
Hello. Glad to be here tonight to help announce this rainy game here at S.C. Stadium.
And the Tigers will take the field.
Mark, the Tigers come in today at 3-0, and this is they've started 3-0 3 of the past 4 years under Coach Gilbert, and I think they fully expect to get that fourth win tonight. But this could be one of those trap games. The weather it's wet. It's Tulsa Rogers. They just come off a big win last week, so they're going to have to really focus in tonight and get the job done. But if anybody hasn't prepared, I guarantee it's Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert is ready for this. I can tell you. And folks, it's rainy. The rain is still falling. There is probably a grand total of about 83 people in attendance. I'm not talking about cheerleaders. I'm talking about in the stands on both sides combined. Nice little breeze blowing, and we're lining up for the kickoff here. Got our crew, and folks, I do want to tell you at home that we are dealing with some issues here with the rain. We had to set up weird, so if you get some window pane in the shot, don't pay much attention to that. Just bear with us. And also, we're hoping we have plugged in to the stadium's internet, and we are hoping that continues to work for us. If you watched the Fort Gibson game online, you know we had some internet issues, and so there's really nothing we can do about that other than just keep an eye on it and make sure it's working. We have the ball teed up. The Tigers are ready to receive. There's the kick. It's a low liner scooting across the turf, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Tigers will take over at the 25-yard line. So we'll get to see, hopefully the Tigers come out and score early.
It was just a good old-fashioned squib kick. Get that ball wet. It's very hard to handle. Day tried to field it, but it went right between his legs, right to the end zone. So we're going to take over at the 20 mark.
Good thing he don't play shortstop. All right, here we go. Tate Christian at quarterback in the shotgun formation. He's going to look to the sideline, get the call from offensive coordinator McClure. Snap is back. Handoff to Day-Day. Day-Day over to the right side, and he's got some room. He'll be tackled down hard about the 35. So a good run right out of the gates for Day-Day. They're going to mark him right on the 35.
Great lane opened up by the offensive line there. He wasn't touched at all as he went through, got to that second level. Linebacker and safety helped bring him down, but not before he got a good 15-yard gain.
Well, and with the conditions, we may have to run the ball a little more than normal. Day-Day again over the right side. Another good lane. He's got blocking, folks.
He may go, 50, Mark.
He's at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, and he's got a dragging a guy who will finally pull him down around the 12. Let's see where they mark it. We do have a flag.
From this angle, Mark, it appeared he may have got his face mask. But it's
a long way across there, and we're looking through windows. And we don't exactly have a great vantage point here. I got Owen on the camera, and Owen makes a whole lot better door than he does window.
Well, they're backing us up like it's on us, Mark. There's a flag back in the backfield and a flag way down there. Looks like that's coming back to us.
Yep, I didn't see the flag in the backfield. But it's a good sign with Day-Day breaking off two good runs there, so hopefully they'll put it back at the 35.
So offsetting penalties is going to replay first down.
The Rogers team, I was looking at their roster. They're a young team. They're starting freshmen and sophomores with very few juniors and seniors. So Tahlequah definitely has the edge in the experience department.
And I believe that most of the Tigers outweigh Rogers by a good 20 or 30 pounds. As their safety, I believe Mark is weighing in at 127. He probably weighs about 140 right now as he's got a soaking towel wrapped around him with this rain.
Yeah, we got those. We feed people good in Tahlequah. Mamas know how to cook.
That's right. Not much doing there for Day. Picks up of about 2 yards.
Be 2nd and 8. Take Christian back in shotgun. Takes a snap. Goes to handoff. Nobody there. And he'll be wrapped up in the backfield, folks. The Ropers got some penetration into the offensive line. That's going to be a loss of about 3. They'll put them behind the sticks. It'll be 3rd and 11.
It's hard to tell if Tate misread that. He's reading that defensive end right there, and it looked like he wanted to give it, but then at the last second he pulled it back to try to keep it, and then that end went ahead and squeezed down and made a nice tackle for loss for the Ropers there. Nonetheless, should help keep them honest.
Hard count. That got a number 51 for the Ropers to jump off. Tate back. There's the snap. Hand off to Day. Day is going to have some running room here, folks. Across the 50 again, across the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and he is going to be.
That's going to be close, Mark.
It will. Close about the 1 yard line.
They're going to mark him short just at the 1 yard line. And again, most running backs at that point would either make a dive forward or step out of bounds, but not Day. Day lowers his shoulder and tries to pick up that 1 extra yard. And that momentum with him lowering his shoulder nearly put him on into the end zone. Unbelievable carry. Again, it's just constantly saying so many good things about Day Leathers.
Well, we talked about that last week, how last year he seemed to be a little easier to tackle. I'm not saying he went down with every strong breeze, but boy, he's getting some yak yards and taking some hits and looking for them too. Okay, Tigers have the ball inside the 1 yard line. Hand off to Leathers. He's met at the line. He should have.
Took 3 of them to bring him down.
Yep, and I think I got my lines mixed up. I'm now, folks, looking through 2 windows just to see what's going on. Looking through we have a window into the room next to us, and then I'm looking through their window. So we got some fog and rain we're dealing with. So the Tigers have the ball now on the 5 yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Christian and Leathers in the backfield. There's the snap. Handoff. Leathers wrapped up at the 5. So this will be 3rd down and 5.
You can see the Ropers here are trying to really load the box. They had about 9 guys in the box just then, really keying off of Leathers. I think here shortly, obviously, Tate will probably tuck that ball and it'll be wide open into that lane as they are keying on Leathers, which I don't blame him. I'd key on him too.
Yeah. Rushed for 295 yards last week, and definitely a major part of the Tiger offense. I also have it on good confidence from someone in the know that the Ropers are gonna load the box almost all night. They're going to see if they can stop the run and make us throw. And in these conditions, which the rain it's not pouring. There's Leathers, nice move. They're going to say he's down back inside the 1 again. And I'm talking, folks, that official is about as close to that goal line as you can get without.
He's a frog's hair away from the goal line, I believe it.
Well, I'm telling you.
4th and short, Mark. Just good old-fashioned smash mouth football right here. Who's the tougher player here, Mark? That's what it boils down to.
I say let them Tiger offensive linemen.
Let's use that weight to our advantage. We got 30 pounds on them. Let's get behind Johnny Football there and just jam it in. There.
And Leathers is in easy. Tahlequah offensive line did a good job there. So the Tigers jump out ahead 6-0.
Mark, that is Day-Day's 11th touchdown of the season. Prior to this game, he comes in with 65 carries for 654 yards, averaging 10.06 yards a carry, and I can assure you after this drive, he is now well over 700 yards, and his average is much higher than 10 yards a carry, and 11 touchdowns at Game 4. That is absolutely unbelievable. What an outstanding year that he's having.
No, he's been he's been amazing. Trey Patrick with the extra kick there. Tigers with 7:20 left in the first quarter take a 7-0 lead. Folks, we have a little issue with our clock that I will try and fix. We apologize about this, but we are working through some technical issues that we have to deal with there. There we go.
So we can see some Tiger faithful out here. Several guys and gals made it through the monsoon to be up here to support their Tigers. Obviously, way more Tiger fans in the stand than there are Rogers fans, so that says a lot about the Tiger faithful. Saw several people we recognize out there that just battled their way through this rain, and they're not going to let North Tulsa scare them off.
Yeah.
They're here, Mark.
Yeah. Well, so are we. All right, Tigers line up to kick off. Tigers will be kicking from right to left. There's the kick. High, lazy kick. Be fielded at the 24-yard line by number 20-something. And he'll be wrapped up inside the 30. I believe that is number 6, Bradley Pruitt, on the tackle.
Raise that window, Mark. Now we can see.
Yeah. So the Ropers will start their drive at the 29-yard line.
It's good old-fashioned double tie-dye formation.
Hand off of the middle, and he is met. No gain on the play. Actually, we have one line judge saying he made it to the 30. The other one saying he's still on the 29. So we'll see what happened. The near sideline judge isn't telling the other one to go up a yard. So he does, like he's told.
And if I counted that right, there were 9 guys in on that play, only 2 left out. So that's Keith Wilson's patented 9-5-9 defense coming to play early on in that first one.
Hand off again. This time up to around the 32-yard line.
Cole Goodnight, number 11, in on the tackle. Another guy who's having a fantastic season.
I don't know for sure, but I'm going to guess the officials are going to be a little quick on the 25-second clock, just trying to get this thing going. Rogers quarterback under center. He's going to hold it. He's rolling out to the right side, going to pass, and he's going to be met by 3 Tigers.
That's Zach Fuentes helped leading the charge there, and
I believe on the tackle.
And number 33, Simon Escalera. Those 3 fellas on the tackle there. Great job corralling him. That's going to bring up 4th and long for Rogers as they march out the punt team.
So they are in the punt formation. They got those nice uniforms, kind of remind me of the University of Tulsa. Low snap. He does get the kick away, but it is touched by tons of Tigers.
Oh, my goodness.
And Rogers jumps on it.
It hit Zach Fuentes right in the head.
Right in the head. And it looked like he raised his hand up, and it was just like almost reaction, like to block the ball. And Rogers jumps on it. So, folks, I'm just telling you, we're with the conditions they are playing under, we might see some interesting things tonight.
That may have been a design play for Rogers. You can't really ever tell with those guys.
That's right.
A lot of pressure. Horrible punt. But back to the double tight, I formation.
Yeah, they run that power formation. Quarterback pitches it to the tailback. He'll be hit hard.
That's
twice by Blake Korn.
Blake Korn hit him once, and once wasn't enough. As Chesty Puller said, hit him hard, hit him fast, hit him often.
That's right.
I think that was Blake Korn's motto just then.
They're going to spot the ball at 35, so we have about a 4-yard loss.
Thought you'd appreciate the chesty pull and reference the famed Marine general.
Heck yes. A little history. If you're not careful, I will start doing history lessons on here. I don't think people want to listen to that. Getting some looks from the kids. Quarterback's going to call his own number. Pitch, and the ball is bobbled, but the running back retains possession, and he will be tackled, looks like by number 5, Dylan Parrish.
Dylan Parrish and Trey Patrick in on that from the cornerback position there, helping contain and wallering him up pretty well. It's going to bring up 3rd and long, Mark. I don't know that Rogers has a lot in their playbook out of this power I to really stretch the field against the Tigers. As you can see, they're trying to get to the edge, and Tahlequah's doing a good job with the pitch contain. Again, power I, double tight.
There's the handoff, and he's going to be met in the backfield again. A handful of jersey by Cole Goodnight, number 11. And this will bring up 4th down.
Another 4th and long for Rogers. I expect to see the punt team once again. See if this time we can get it without fumbling the ball. Tigers in punt return formation. Rogers back to punt. 3:02 to go in the first quarter. Tigers are up 7-0. Kicks away. It's a high, end over end. Fair catch is called at about the 38-yard line. Kobe Baker did a nice job reeling that in. But they're going to mark it at the 40. We'll take that spot, ref, every day. Every day. So Tigers are going to take over 1st and 10 for our own 40. 2:53 to go in the first. As I said earlier, the Tigers up 7-0.
The rain's starting to fall a little bit harder again, which it'll probably do all night. But this is definitely, like we said, it's going to be an issue. Chain gang's having some issues on the other side of the field right now. There we go. Got the chain set. Christian in the backfield takes a low snap, gives it to Leathers. Leathers has a huge hold again. Folks, he's across the 50, lowers his head down inside the 45 to around the 42-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. Looks like they are going to give him to the 42.
It's about an 18-yard scamper.
That 10-yard average may get a boost tonight.
The thing is, as Day runs, it looks like he just runs so effortlessly. I don't look like that when I run, Mark.
No.
I look like I am in pure pain when I run.
I am in pain when I run.
Generally, if I'm running, you should see that someone is probably chasing me, Mark.
Yes, there is some reason everybody should be running. The hard count there by Tate Christian calls that young defensive line of the Rogers Ropers off, so that's a 5-yard spot. Be 1st and 5. There's a snap. Handoff to Day again. That time he's met by number, can't see that number, folks. 84. Shot the hole right there and got Day, but Day will gain about 1.5 yards, 2 yards.
I don't expect to see Gilbert put the ball in the air very much tonight unless he just absolutely has to.
Well, especially with the rain falling like it is. There's the snap, low, skip. Day he's going to make some guys. Smith has a load. He's
got
across
to the
20,
outside.
15, 10, 5. Touchdown for the Tigers.
How about Day Leathers?
Oh, my goodness.
What
folks.
A scamper.
That is about a 36-yard touchdown run, give or take a yard or two if my Tudums and Gazentas are right.
He hit that hole and was gone.
That'll bring out the kicking unit for the Tigers with 1:29 left in the first quarter.
I don't want to beat a dead horse here, Mark, but that's Day-Day's 12th touchdown of the season.
Kick is up, and it is good. So, like I said, with a minute 29 left, Tigers are up 14-0 on the Ropers. The Tigers were I know from speaking to some of the boys in the hallway this week, they're don't want to say they were overlooking Rogers, but they are definitely looking forward to that Skytook game. I think they want to go there and win against a team that they've struggled with a little bit in the past. I don't know that struggle's the right word, but we
haven't had a lot of success against.
Not a lot,
that?
no.
Thing about Tahlequah is they have the chance to go into Skytook with a level of confidence that they haven't seen in past years. You know, the thing coming into this season was Tahlequah is a young team. Even though they had several seniors, they were young in experience. You know, Cole Goodnight having not even caught a pass all season comes in as a young thing. But the thing is they're getting that experience right now. They're growing up fast and really developing that confidence. Exciting to see.
The kick goes out of bounds, and so, of course, we're going to have a flag, and the Ropers will have good field position. Looked like Patrick didn't have the best footing when he kicked that, which is understandable, and so ball went out at the 36.
After talking with Gilbert, talking about how young we were coming into the season, he said the strength of the team was going to be their offensive line, their front seven. That's what they were going to really build behind, and they've done that. As you can see, they tend to take over games. That defensive line there, as you can see, they're taking over, and that's what they're going to count on. They're going to ride those boys best they can to develop the experience in that backfield.
Well, in this game in particular, like you mentioned, we've got such a weight advantage on Rogers that we should be able to somewhat manhandle our way with them a little bit. I mean, when they have guys weighing $127 on the field, there's a snap. Snap's on the ground. Nope. I saw something else, folks. It was a run over the left side to the 40. I don't know what I saw. It sure looked like a football bouncing around over there. So this will bring up third down. Clock's ticking down to 25 seconds. Third down and about 7 from the 40. Neither team has yet to put the ball in the air, which we very well could go a majority of the game and not see any air attack. There's a handoff on the left side, and he is going to be swallowed up once again in a sea of white and orange. I cannot tell who made that tackle.
Looked like Dylan Parrish leading the charge, getting down into that A gap and punishing that backer. That's the end of the first quarter, Mark. Tigers controlling the ball game right now, 14-0. Quick first quarter. That tends to be the case when you run the ball. The clock continues to run. Games go a little bit faster. Which I think with this kind of weather, I think most of the people in the stands would be okay with a quick game. Mark, just some stats for you for last week. Day broke the single-game rushing record with 295 yards on 19 carries. That was previously held by Caden Aldridge. He had the record with 292, and that was against Tulsa Memorial in 2016. Unbelievable game last week. And
Andy had an 80-something yard kick return.
Kick return as well. Depending on how long Gilbert keeps him in the game, there's a good chance he'll break it again tonight.
It is very possible. You know, and against Coweta, I think we said that Tate Christian tied the single
single game passing the touchdown record with 5. And that's a very surprising for us, not that he tied the record, the fact that Tahlequah lost 88% of their offensive production.
Bad snap there to the punter, and Dylan Parrish shot in there like his hair was on fire, jumped on that football. So the Tigers have the football at the 30, so a short field to deal with here with 11:50 to go in the first half. Tigers here could go up 3 scores very quickly. Offensive unit comes out onto the field. We have the second quarterback in. That's Simeon Armstrong. I hate to call him second. He's kind of like a co first string here with Tate. There's snap. He keeps the ball himself, and Simeon is fast, folks. He's across the 30, 25, 20. He makes a man miss. He's dragging guys inside the 10, and will be tackled out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him. We'll mark him right on the 10, it looks like.
About a 20-yard scamper. And that's what Simeon brings to the table. He brings that running risk. He's got a decent arm on him, so he has that throwing threat as well. But they like to give him this side. So you have really 2 different style of quarterbacks. And so you're bringing in 2 different styles when they come in. So it's a tough decision for Gilbert to just go with one.
Going to keep it. He's across 5, and he's in the end zone, folks, untouched. Leathers made a great block there along with the rest of the offensive line. So the Tigers go up 20-0, and we still have 11:23. That drive was a 30-yard drive, and it took about 27 seconds.
2 plays, 27 seconds. That's a pretty good average as well.
That's not bad right there.
Talking with Gilbert, said Armstrong made huge strides this summer during the Summer Pride workout.
We got a fire play.
Oh!
Kind of a bad snap, probably due to the conditions. So Tate jumps up to throw to the end zone, and it is incomplete. We almost had it. So the Tigers lead 20-0, and could be a long night. Although with a lot of the run plays, maybe we'll run some time off the clock. The rain just keeps on coming down, and in these lights, it is you can tell just the volume of water that is coming down.
I got a little alarmed when I come in, Mark. There was animals lined up 2 by 2.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I came to the right place, if I was at the Ark or
some dude with
what.
a big beard trying to get them load up on the boat.
He seemed to touch crazy, but might work out for him.
So the Tigers line up. Trey Patrick will do the kicking. There's the kick. Good kick here. Going to be taken at around the 10 by number 1, and he will run into his own man and finally be tackled by number 5, Dylan Parrish, along with some help from 21, Hayden Crane, and number 17, Colton Booth. So the Ropers will have the ball well inside the 20, down around the 12-yard line.
Talking about the inside linebacker play for the Tigers, talking about Dylan Parrish and the others there. They had their best game probably of their career as they combined for 26 tackles last week. That's a pretty phenomenal stat when you think about it. When your 2 inside backers have 26 tackles in one game, that's pretty amazing. And Isaac Strain, I don't know if you realize this, but he's already recorded 6 sacks this year.
I know. Yeah, last week he was in the backfield a lot. There's a snap, and is that the quarterback?
That was a quarterback on a keeper.
But he was absolutely drilled, and I'm trying to see which Tiger player that is. Is that number 45? Yes, number 45, Zach Fuentes.
He was the first one to get it, and then Kobe Baker, number 10, come flying in there like a rocket. That's that pad popping you heard was him laying the wood, Mark.
I'm telling you. So the Rogers Ropers come out. They got their heavy set ball on the ground. The quarterback picks it up. This quarterback is fast.
They've lost contained. Going to make angles.
25, 30, and he will be forced out of bounds.
That's Kobe Baker, number 10.
Number 10 and number 82. That is Ryan Hainzinger. Yeah, if you noticed, Ashley, on that play, two of our defensive linemen, or maybe it's a linebacker and a lineman, they get their feet tangled up and kind of tackle each other. And that's what gives the quarterback for the Ropers the edge right there, and is able to give them actually their best play from the line of scrimmage. Clock down around 10 minutes.
That was their first down, not counting the punt that was off of our player's face. That is their first acquired first down of the game, coming at 9:53 to go in the first quarter. Tigers showing blitz.
There's the snap. 25 has nowhere to go. He's going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of about 1, maybe 2 on the play. Looks like Fuentes and Brandon Davis in on that tackle.
Wilson dialed up the exact blitz in that gap. Must have saw something, knew they were running that way. Fantastic play, defensive play call by Wilson.
It looks like we're trying to get a dry ball in from the Roper sideline, which is not an easy feat to do tonight.
Got the punter down here on the sideline warming up on second down.
Ooh.
Oh, goodness. 25 is just smoked by Cole Goodnight.
I'm telling you, Cole Goodnight, oh, my.
25, he's a freshman, only 5'9", 140, and he just got hit by a 6'2" stud in Cole Goodnight. I mean, you think about it. Just last year, that same kid's playing youth football.
Exactly.
And now he's getting hit by Cole Goodnight.
But, you know, if those young Roper guys stay with it, this is experience. Not saying good experience. There's a pass, the first one, and it will be picked by Trey Patrick.
Just a duck in this weather. He threw it up. It grew feathers and quacked, and Trey Patrick came down with it.
It's not even duck season, Ashley. I'm telling you what. Hopefully there's no game wardens in the stands.
Well, he's 1 for 1, Mark.
Well, he does have a completion. It's just the wrong team. Well, that Tiger offense runs out on the field. They're not even all the way out there, and the Whitecaps starting at 25-second clock. So here we go. Simeon Armstrong back as quarterback for the Tigers. Day-Day Leathers to his right. Simeon's going to drop back the pass, going down the sideline, and he just overthrows number 13 for the Tigers. That is Jackson Jones.
Gilbert says, you'll throw, we'll throw. Touche. Jackson had a step on him. Ball just sailed on him a little bit. You got to imagine that ball is extremely hard to grip right now.
Johnny Fuentes in motion for the Tigers. There's a snap. Armstrong's going to call his own number, but he'll be wrapped up in the backfield. The Ropers defensive line right there read that play.
They were led by number 33 there. Probably about the first time you've seen a lot of penetration there by the defensive line of the Ropers.
This will bring up 3rd and 12. I've noticed one thing about their scoreboard on the here at S.E. Williams. It says 3rd and 13, but it's 3rd and 12. They're playing some of that psychological warfare. There's a snap. Leathers has the ball. He's got blockers. He's across the 40, 35, 30. He's still on his feet, pushing blockers. He's across the first down into the 20, carrying a guy on his back.
There should be a penalty.
And then they body slam him out of bounds, and there's the flag, which the far line judge had already thrown his flag, if you notice here.
And he had to throw his cap.
36, and then he threw his cap for the second flag. So we'll see. It might be a holding call here first, but there would definitely probably a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the Ropers.
And that's tough because that negates a big run for Day-Day.
So the officials are talking about it over there. Let's see. Let's get the signal here from the head referee. Holding against the Tigers. And I can hear him talking in the press box. So we have a dead ball personal foul also against the Ropers.
So they're going to offset a mark, and I guess we're going to replay third down.
Yep. No. It looks like
they're not going to offset it, Mark.
Back. They did the spot foul off of the holding. And then from the end of that spot foul, they marked off the 15-yard personal foul.
That's one way to do it.
Which gives the Tigers, that should be a first down. And if that's not a first down, Ashley, I don't know why they're not measuring. And this is someone I was talking to that we didn't measure at all last week. And there were a time or two we should have. Simeon's got the first down over the left side. He's still on his feet across the 20. And he'll be just forced out of bounds. Another flag on the play. Holding against the Tigers.
Mark, they're starting to call some penalties on us, which that's fine, but they're going to have to start calling them for jumping off sides when they are clearly jumping off sides as well. Yeah, like you said last week, there were several times we thought they should have at least measured it and didn't, and some very interesting spots. But
very interesting. And that play right there, it looked like they were on the 32-yard line. Now, I don't have the best eyesight in the world. I need to go see that NSU eye doctor. Here's the handoff. Simeon, he's going to keep his own ball right here. He's going to run across the 35 down into about the 34-yard line before he's tackled.
Now, I will say this. We got by with a holding call on that one for sure. Number 50 hooked him. As a former O-lineman myself, I can say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, Mark.
That's right.
And it's only holding when they call it. So it's going to bring up 4th and short for the Tigers. Georgia package.
There's the snap. Handoff to Leathers, and he will not get there.
Something you don't see very often. Brandon Davis, number 77. Number 33 came inside just then on him. You don't see that very often.
You don't. And so a turnover on downs. Trying to, if anybody out there listening knows me, I'm trying to multitask. Have people texting me, what's the website to watch the game? And I'm trying to watch the game and listen to you, Ashley. And so.
Well, I guess if we told them the website, it probably wouldn't work, right?
It would not work
They'd probably
right
not
now.
pick up on that.
For those of you, if you are watching at home or wherever you are, put that out there on the Twitter. Quarterback 25 calls on number, and, folks, he is swallowed up in the backfield by big number 52,
That's
Justin Hitchcock.
Yeah, Justin Hitchcock.
Sophomore.
He went through the offensive line like butter. 6'2", 230.
Pitch goes back to the tailback, and he's got room. There's a flag, but he is shifty, folks. Let me just tell you, he'll finally be tackled by Trey Patrick at the 35, but we got a flag in the vicinity of a hold, and that's exactly what it'll be, holding against the Ropers.
I'm wondering if the refs just are starting to get a little cold and felt like they needed to do something, start throwing some penalties, drag this game out a little longer, but starting to be a little more active. It's going to bring up 3rd and an eternity for Rogers.
Yeah, they're going to move that ball back down to around the 18-yard line. And, folks, I'm just going to rely on the scoreboard because I don't know how to count. So I'd have to take my shoes off to count that many. It's going to be 2nd and 27. I'd have to use some of Ashley's toes, too, to figure that out. So we'll just not do that. It's wet in this box, and there's a lot of bodies in here. And it's kind of starting to smell a little bit. 25 is going to call his own number, and, folks, he is wrapped up by – I don't even know who to give that tackle to be real honest with you. We're going to give that to number – look, is that a 50, Bear Thompson? And that's going to drop him back to the 11. And once again, it's 3rd and 35.
I believe that's also number 58. That would be Cooper McIlvain in on the play.
Actually, I'm going to have to start bringing my deer hunting binoculars with us. So the Ropers come out 3rd and good night. That's longer than most deer hunting shots people make in Cherokee County. Quarterback drops back. He's going to float it up again, and the ball is complete, but still tackled it around the 29-yard line, and that's still going to put him about 4th and 16.
Danny Lopez on the tackle, but Trey Patrick tried to make a play on the ball. Tried to pick it off again. Just looks like his hand slipped a little bit, but good job by the Ropers to come down with that, and then Lopez securing the tackle.
Kobe Baker is going to be back to receive for the Tigers. He's on the 45-yard line. The punter for the Ropers is on the 17.
Mark, you think Gilbert put in the North Texas punt return?
Boy, that's no kidding, huh? What a play that was. Not a very good punt there, folks, and it won't even cross the 50. Tigers are going to take over around the 38-yard line.
Looked to be about an 11-yard punt for the Ropers, helping his average out. Playing here at Booker T, home of the Hornets, where the state's only 5-star recruit Dax Hill recently committed to the University of Michigan, much to the chagrin of Oklahoma State and OU. But he says, I'm going to go blue and be my own man, even though I ran a 4.240.
Makes you wonder what Harbaugh offered the guy. We have a bumble on the exchange there between Christian, who's back in at quarterback, and Day-Day Leathers, so no gain on the play. But, yeah, you know, that's it's very interesting that he has chosen Michigan over the school his brother's at right now. I'm sure he's got his reasons. I don't know what those are.
Kind of wonder if Harbaugh will be around to see the finishing of his career there.
Does make you wonder.
A lot of fantastic athletes have come out here at Booker T. R.W. McQuarters, the Hill brothers.
Leathers on the carry, folks. He's across the 30, dragging a player again, and finally brought down inside the 20-yard line. And he pops up like he's got a spring on his backside.
It's about another 18-yard scamper. Again, just pushing that average ever so high. 88% offensive production loss last year. I said that earlier. But I do believe that Day-Day has made the bulk of that up. Now, Gilbert may correct me after he hears all this, but I'm pretty sure that Day-Day's doing a pretty good job getting those yards back.
Yeah, he's definitely hitting those lanes. The offensive line's doing a good job giving him somewhere to run. Tigers come out from the 18, snap to Christian. He's going to drop it back pass. It is incomplete, intended for
Johnny
number
Football.
44, Johnny Fuentes, Johnny Football. Pass was a little high, and he couldn't quite get up to get it. So this will bring up 2nd down. We got 2:44 left in the first half.
It was nice of them to throw the ball to Johnny Football. He does a lot of work. You know, if you look, they like to run behind him. Wherever he motions, there's a good chance that they're going to run behind him. He does a great job getting that kick-out block or that seal block. So every now and then, feed the beast, you know.
That's right. Leathers got a great, and he's going to score.
Oh, no.
I called it, too. I jinxed him.
You jinxed it. Jackson Jones was in a tough spot, blocking him from behind. You know, had to let up on that block. But this is not a good sign right now as Day-Day's on the ground. Let's just hope this is nothing serious.
Leather's still on the ground. They're going to get him up. I'd hate to speculate what happened, but just from where I am and the reaction, it looked almost like he took a shot in a place you don't want to take a shot, is what I'm guessing, if you know what I mean. He's going to walk off the sideline. He's got Bryce Rudek, our athletic trainer, attending to him. He's slowly meandering off the field. You can see him in the top of the camera shot right there. Folks, we do apologize for the windowsill in the way. There's really not much we can do about that. So here's the snap. Christian takes it, handoff up the middle.
Carson Ferguson on the carry. Another hard runner. More of a north-south downhill type guy.
Tigers come back out again. Christian takes the snap, handoff to Ferguson again. He's over the left side. He's got a touchdown here, folks. So Ferguson, did he score the other night against Sallisaw? I can't remember. But he scores a touchdown. Tigers with 1:57 to go up 26-0 against the Ropers as rain still falls. Got to mention our crew tonight. We've got Hunter Burchett on the camera right now. We had Owen Martin on the camera. We got Charlotte Knott running the computer. We've got Celia Santana here, the famous singer Santana. That's her uncle. And there's a snap. Ferguson on the carry. He's going to get the two-point conversion, so the Tigers will go up 28. It'll make up for that missed extra point. We also have Ben Dobson here, and Ben has ran a couple errands for us, and he'll be on the computer or camera here in a little bit. So I've got to give a shout out to these guys. They are drenched. They look like a bunch of wet cats. I'm just going to tell you right now. They look like they had to walk in from, which we did have to park quite a ways away, and walk in the rain. So we have 1:57 left.
Tigers up 4 touchdowns. The Day-Day scare, I wonder if we've seen the last of Day-Day for this game.
We might have. You never know. You hate to lose a player in a blowout game like this, especially this is our first district game. So not that those first 3 wins didn't count. I don't want to say that, but these are the wins right here that count for playoffs and things like that. So
a lot of people will ask a lot of questions when they start thinking teams are running up the score. The max amount of points that you can get is 15. So you expect to get those 15 points, and then they'll call off the dogs at that point. We've seen that we've had that done to us a time or two. People kicking field goals late in the game, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get those 15 points in case they need it at the end of the season for playoff purposes and situation awareness, things of that nature.
That is correct. And this is, here we're talking about Oklahoma high school football. It's big boy football. You're trying to not necessarily be so concerned about people's feelings as you are the bigger picture. And so that is to put your team in the best possible position that you can. Now on that kickoff right there, the Ropers muffed it, and so it was taken around the 4 or 5 yard line, and then the return man met by some Tigers that were trucking it down the field, and so the Ropers start on the 6 yard line. Tailback's got his feet on the end zone, and the quarterback calls his own number. He is still on the ground with Cole Goodnight looking out over him to make sure he's okay. Officials taking their own time, so the quarterback is injured. Hopefully it's nothing too big, just he's a freshman, and he's kind of been manhandled these 24 minutes.
Number 54, Hayden Napier, did a great job trying to get inside there. Got held. Looked like he got spun around. A little shoving match there between him and the offensive lineman there, but did a good job just being physical, battling through that to help get those linebackers inside. You know, the defensive line oftentimes doesn't get a lot of credit for when, you know, Dylan and the other linebackers get through there. You know, they're getting through the line because the defensive line is taking up the blockers, you know, allowing those guys to blitz in there and make contact. You know, they get all the glory and the D lineman doesn't get all the credit.
That's right.
So I'm going to give them some credit.
Well, there you go. Quarterback is on his feet, and he's making it mighty slow across there, folks. He took a pretty good little hit, and they're going to spot the ball inside the 5. Looks like sitting around the 3-yard line.
Those hits add up. You know, Cole Goodnight's hitting you, Blake Corn's hitting you, Cooper McIlvain's hitting you, Hayden Napier's hitting you, Brandon Davis is hitting you. Insert the defensive lineman's name here or hitting you. You know, it's going to take its toll on that poor kid.
Well, it makes you wonder now who they're going to run into quarterback. When the quarterback they had was a young freshman. So now maybe, I don't know who they have, but they're going to call timeout here, the Ropers will. So with 1:18 left in the first half, Ropers take a timeout. We don't have any bands here tonight. I don't know if the Ropers have a band, to be honest with you, but I know our band, with the rain, they decided to stay home. Water is not real good on musical instruments, and so they decided to stay home. Hopefully some of the band is watching. Hope they know we miss them. It definitely sets a nice atmosphere when you have the band playing. Get the fans rocking. And I'm just looking out in the bleachers, folks, and I can tell you right now that the Tahlequah fans are probably triple or quadruple the fans that we have compared to what they have. There's just not many people here on the home side, but we've got, you know, for the conditions, I'm going to say we have a nice crowd on that visitor side bleachers. All right, so the officials blow their whistle to let the Ropers know timeout is over. Tigers are on the field ready to go. The Ropers are still talking things over.
Referees are encouraging them to come back to the field. They do so with hesitation.
All right, so he starts the 25-second clock, but they didn't start it in the stadium. So there it goes. All right, so the Ropers have the ball, 2nd down and 12 from about the 4-yard line. Snap directly to number 23, and it'll be maybe half a yard gain, roughly. Ashley, did you see who made that tackle? Was that Corn?
Corn and 54, Napier.
So now the Tigers take a timeout.
Mark, the first quarter lasted 20 minutes. I'm sorry, 20 minutes, and we are at 30 minutes now in the second quarter, significantly longer.
Does seem to have started dragging out. I just keep thinking how nice it would be to have one of my recliners from the house in here, just to kick back and watch the game.
$28-0 is your score. Tahlequah leading. Only 1:04 to go in the second quarter. 3rd and long for the Ropers. Looks like Tigers are anticipating getting the ball back in good field position and with a potential to maybe try to put one more touchdown on the board before they go in a half.
I think you are right. Folks, we want to remind you tomorrow that the Tahlequah Tiger cheerleading squad will be taking part in the state cheer, not sure what to call it, event. Ball is bumbled inside the end zone. That's going to be a safety for the Tigers. The Tigers are going to get 2 points, put it up around 30. Well, not around. It'll be 30-0, and the Tigers are going to get the ball back with just under a minute to go. But the Lady Tigers, the cheer team, will be competing in state at the Maybe Center tomorrow. I believe they're going to take the mat. Now, I may have this wrong, but I want to say maybe their 5A starts at 4:30, and they take the mat around 4:50. So you need to be there a little bit earlier than 4:30 just so you get in and get a good seat. But if you have nothing going tomorrow, even if you have something going, I'm going to encourage you to go to that and cheer on those girls. Got a great shot at winning our first state title this year in Tahlequah Tiger athletics. So go check them out, help them out. I also want to tell you about volleyball this week. If you have not had a chance to watch any volleyball, number one, we do televise those on this website, and we have volleyball Monday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night. And then we have the football game at Skytook Friday night. So, folks, I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be home Wednesday night, and that is it. But if you want to watch some volleyball, come to the TMAC on Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. Varsity usually starts around 6 o'clock. But if you can't make it, pull us up on TahlequahTigersAthletics.com and watch them, because those girls, they do some good work, and volleyball is a fun sport to watch. Bradley Pruitt takes the kickoff at the 45, and he is still on his feet to the 30 and fighting for yards, and the big pile will be pushed down to the 25. So the Tigers, with 47 seconds left, will have the ball at the 25-yard line. Pruitt right there with a nice return. We have another injured Rogers player on the field right now, and he'll be attended to. And also want to remind you folks that after the football game, so on football games, we upload those to YouTube on Monday. So on Monday, usually by about 3 o'clock, if you want to go back and see something, you can go to YouTube, just search Tahlequah Tiger Athletics, and it'll be on there. And I do want to let you know that we take those down after a week or so, just because of the way the coaches share film. Maybe they don't want some teams seeing a certain play from one game or another. So we take them down, and then at the end of the season we'll put it up. But also right now all the volleyball games are up there, and once basketball rolls around, we'll have all the basketball games on there, and we'll have the wrestling as well. So you can check out our channel. That's something new this year, Tahlequah Tigers. Tahlequah Tiger Athletics on YouTube, or TahlequahTigersAthletics.com to watch us. Player is still down. Got the helmet off now, it looks like. Can't see exactly.
Looks like they're working on his legs. They're not holding his head, which that's a good sign.
The rain continues to fall at S.E. Williams Stadium. I believe Booker T played here last night. And that's why, a lot of teams across the state, especially this side of the state, have moved their games to last night, Thursday night, trying to beat this forecasted rain, which the weathermen have been calling for. And so they were able to move. Not that we would have moved the game, but we weren't able to, even if we would have wanted to, because of the fact that Booker T was playing in their home stadium last night. Looks like we have the paramedics now coming out on the field, so this may be something a little bit bigger to check into. folks, we would play you a commercial, but we don't have any commercials to play. I can sing for you if you'd like, but it's going to be some kind of old Waylon Jennings or Hank Jr. or maybe some Hank Sr.
We could take this time to talk about the rap battle between Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly.
I like peanut M&Ms. That's about all I know. I don't know much about that Machine Gun Kelly. That joker, he died back in the 1930s. That guy was a criminal. Oh, they got him on his feet, folks, so we're going to give him a hand. Or we're going to let the people in the crowd do that. I don't want to clap in this microphone. You already got to listen to me enough. And so they're going to help him off to the sideline. That's a lineman right there, folks. Number 70 or 79 here again. My eyes aren't the greatest, and those numbers aren't the biggest. Notice across the way there's several of the Tiger fans. I say several. 3 sets of Tigers fans have pop-up tents, keeping them sheltered from the rain. That's thinking ahead right there. I was checking the weather today. Actually, I've been watching a lot because I'm taking my dad tomorrow to the OU Army game, so I don't want that to be rainy. And it looks like it's just going to be cloudy around game time in Norman, so I'm hoping it's not rainy and hope we get to see some Kyler Murray explosives.
That'd be an exciting game.
Be neat to see Army running that. I believe they run the wishbone, so that's going to be interesting. You don't see that every day now, especially with the.
If I'm not mistaken, I do believe they upset Navy last year.
They did.
For the first time in many, many years. One of the last college football game of the season, and that's the Army-Navy game.
So the Tigers now take back to action. Christian,
Got him.
And he has a completed pass and dropped.
Well, one called it incomplete, and the other one, now he's saying, yes, that is an incomplete pass. Did not have possession.
Incomplete. Can you see who that is, Ashley? I just see the receiver wiping his hands. The pesky rain strikes again.
Tate put a good ball on it.
Got his name wrong. I called him Schneider. There was a Tate Schneider was the president of student council last year, graduated senior. That tells you how my brain works. I just hear a first name and immediately run through all these names. I know. Hand off to Carson Ferguson. He's got a lot of room. He's across the 10.
That's going to be coming back, and that's going to be holding on number 54, Hayden Napier. The other thing that Carson's going to have to watch is he is getting a head start. If you watch him, he's leaning forward. They may be letting that go.
The official's explaining to our sideline why he called holding, which you saw it. It must have been a hold. But I think the officials basically said that Napier tackled him.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
So that'll put it back. The ball on the 35-yard line. So now we have second and about 19, second and 20. Christian, yep, and there you go, Ashley. They're going to call it false start on Carson Ferguson. He had about a 2-step lead when they finally snapped the ball.
22 seconds to go in the half, and that's really not kind of how you want to end the half. Going into halftime at second and forever.
Got to be patient. Well, they're going to spot the ball at the 40. So now it will be second and 25. There's the snap. Christian's drop back pass, passes up. And that is complete.
That is a fantastic. Did you see how he came back to the ball? The cornerback never turned his head, never turned his hips, never even realized the ball was in the air. It allowed him a great job to spot the ball in the air and come back to it because that ball kind of died there at the 10, and he come back and made a great grab on it.
That was Jackson Jones.
Excellent catch. Gets him down to the 10-yard line or about the 11-yard line. Give them a timeout. Give them a shot here to put some points on the board.
Once again, I want to give a shout out to our broadcasting crew. We have Celia Santana, Hunter Burchett, Charlotte Knott, Owen Martin, and Ben Dobson on the crew tonight. Got to give a shout out to the one and only Mr. Chuck Pack, the math department head, right there, watching the game online from the comfort of his nice, warm home in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, in his recliner probably. And if it were me, I'd probably have my bag of Doritos in my lap.
10 seconds remaining. He's going to take a shot here. Oh, no, he's going to hand it off inside. Carson Ferguson.
Ferguson has the ball.
I think he's there.
Zone.
From this angle, look like he's in.
And they are calling it a touchdown.
So the Tigers strike right before the half. 3.8 seconds to go left in the first half. The Tigers strike again. They're going to go up 36-0 on a short little scamper by Carson Ferguson.
That's his second touchdown of the game. So Ferguson's getting some good reps here with Leathers, and like I said once again, I'm sure Leathers is probably nothing too serious, but like you mentioned, with the conditions, probably don't want to take a chance. The kick is up from Trey Patrick, and good. So the Tigers go up 37-0 with just under 4 seconds to play in the first half.
Yeah, Martin, Day-Day is all right. He was back out on the field on that kick return. No sign of injury that I could see. But I don't expect to see him carrying the ball much in the second half, being up 37-0. Tulsa Fire and the paramedics are still working on this young man from Rogers down here below us. They haven't hauled him off just yet, but they're looking down at his leg. I hope that young man will be okay. Hate to see anybody get hurt.
Yeah, that's never a good thing, especially when legs are kind of important the rest of your life. The Ropers break their special teams huddle. Patrick will tee up the football here. There's the whistle from the Whitecap saying we're ready, and so here we go. Patrick back, kick is up, and it's going to be, it's going to hit and bounce, and they're going to field it at the 1 yard line. And they will be tackled hard. I don't have the number for that return man, but he's tackled at the 10, and that will run out the rest of the clock. And so going into halftime, the Tigers lead 37-0 against a very young Tulsa Will Rogers football team.
I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's at home watching us today, staying dry. My wife and kids, Cassie and the kids, and Leslie and Gilbert, and everybody just trying to stay dry and support the Tigers by watching online.
Yeah,
Your Tigers are up 37-0. Big time first half.
We do appreciate everybody watching at home, and so like I said, you can check us out on YouTube on Monday. We'll have this game loaded and ready to go. Now, folks, there are no bands here, so what we are going to do is we're going to just leave the camera up. We're not going to stop streaming, but I don't think you want to listen to Ashley and I speak for the next 20 minutes. I don't have a clue what we can talk about. I can tell you about deer season. It's coming up in 9 days. And I could talk for that much, but we won't do that to you. So if you're at home, go out to Casey's or to Del Rancho and get you something to eat real quick. Steak sandwich supreme. If you're feeling giving, you might get that steak sandwich supreme and run it up here to me and Ashley. We both like one. Actually, Coach Poe is up here and he's got a buddy, so maybe make that 4 steak sandwich supremes. Bring them up here to SC Williams State. No, I'm kidding, folks. Don't do that. Anyway, we will be back in about, the clock is at 16 minutes and 20 seconds for halftime. So we'll be back, just a couple minutes left. You guys go get you a cold Dr. Pepper, and we will be back with you. All right, folks, welcome back to the second half. We've got a minute left in the halftime clock, so once it runs down the first chunk of time, which I think they put up like 18, 20 minutes, and they put another 3 on. So the Tigers right now and the Ropers are going through some warming up exercises. The Tigers lead 37-0 right now, so we'll see what happens this second half. You might see some of the younger guys more so than what we had getting some PT from the Tigers. The injured player for the Ropers, they actually wound up bringing a stretcher in and getting them out of here. Don't think their leg was very operational.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good sight for that young man. Mark, some scores around the area. Carl Albert, as you know, always a state championship contender. They're leading Guyman 43-3. And McAllister and Durant's locked in a battle with McAllister. The Buffs leading 21-14. Bishop Kelly is putting it on Nathan Hale 42-0. And Memorial is just wearing out East Central. Well, they did wear out East Central 48-6. Pryor and Skiatook, and this is not a baseball score, Mark. It is football. 6-2 with the Pryor Tigers leading Skiatook right now. Number 4 Skiatook.
Well, speaking of baseball, the Braves are taking on the Phillies tonight. Game 2 of their first 3-game series with them here at the end of the year. The Braves they won last night, so they put them 6.5 games up in the National League East. I might be the only person listening that cares, but chop on, Braves. Back winning the East Division. All right, so the Tigers take the field. The Ropers are still – Ashley has nothing.
I got nothing for that, Mark, on the Braves. More of a Dallas
Braves.
Cowboys fan, so
well, yeah.
We all have our chink in the
how about
armor
that
there.
Browns game last night, man.
Oh,
Holy
how about
cow.
Baker Mayfield? Is he not amazing?
No kidding. I think Tyrod Taylor needs to find a new job probably.
I think he's looking. I think he's got his agent looking out for him right now. Just unbelievable. Did you expect anything less from Baker, though?
I really didn't. When he came out, and, they kept talking about how the announcers did, how you could just tell the Browns had a little different pep in their step. Folks, I do want to make you aware of something here. The officials, even before the kickoff, they signaled to the clock operator to start the clock. So it looks like this second half we may just have a continuous clock going. Now, the kick is straight away right there. It's fumbled around the 6, picked up by the return man, and he will be swarmed inside the 15-yard line. So the Ropers will start the second half inside the 15, and I'm right.
Looked like number 27, Tanner Reagan, was in on that stop there. Yeah, and like you said, Mark, it is a continuous clock. I believe both coaches agree to that. At this point, let's just get this game going, get everybody home safely, and get dry. Tigers are ready for defense.
Yep.
Waiting on Rogers.
Here comes Rogers. And I do not see the quarterback. So their starting quarterback was hurt. Number 21 now looks like he's going to do the quarterbacking duties. Or no, they're going to run some Wildcat here. Direct snap to the tailback. He's looking for a hole, and there is not one. And he will be grabbed and tackled. And I didn't get his number, Ashley. I don't know who made that tackle. But the ball will be spotted at the 14-yard line, so a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. The clock's down to 10 minutes. So this half, Ashley, is going to go pretty quick.
Should go much faster than the second quarter.
Second quarter. Oh, my gosh. That took some time. So the Ropers break the huddle.
Another Wildcat.
Yep,
Fumble ball.
Fumble snap.
Blake Corn running in the back. It'll be a big-time loss for Rogers.
I believe that was Carson Ferguson on the tackle. Was that not? Is he out there on defense right now? Whoever it was is a big loss. So it'll be 3rd and 16. Ball on the 6-yard line. And we're going to call a timeout. but that clock will continue to run.
So basically all a timeout, folks, is going to do is stop the play clock at 25, but the game clock.
Nope, they finally
well, no,
stopped
they
it,
did stop it.
but they ran. They probably ran 20 seconds.
Good. Nope, now it's going again.
Nope. Okay, well.
Usually what they do is just stop the game clock, or play clock, and then let the game clock run.
Folks, want to remind you all, it looks like our cheerleaders and pom team have both left the stadium. They've got their big cheer team as their big state competition tomorrow at the Mabee Center. And I believe 5A kicks off at 4:30, and our cheerleaders will take the mat sometime after that, around 4:45, 4:50. So if you're looking for something to do, man, I would suggest going to Tulsa and getting something to eat, going to check out and support your Tahlequah Tiger cheerleaders as they try to win state. The Rogers Ropers break the huddle, start motion, but there is no flag. Direct snap, and once again, another big tackle in the backfield, that time by number 43.
That's Jaden Duncan with the tackle behind the line there.
He's a 5'10 junior.
It's going to be 4th along, and they're hollering for the punt team. Probably not how Rogers wanted to start the second half.
No, I don't think so. Looks like Bradley Pruitt now is back deep for the Tigers to receive. Which there is no. Now the punter runs out. We didn't have a punter there for a second, Ashley. It'd be hard to punt without a punter.
It is a difficult task.
Low snap, gets the ball away. That's the best punt of the night. Trying to get the Tahlequah players away from it. And, folks, that's going to be down at the 19. So,
19-yard punt.
19-yard punt.
Tigers going to have good field position at the 19.
That clock keeps on ticking
6
into the future.
50.
I'm about to start singing.
Some fresh faces out here for the Tigers. Anchoring that offensive line there to the left is number 58, Cooper McIlvain, a junior, first year to play football for the Tigers.
Snap to Armstrong. He's going to call his own number over the left side, and he's going to be wrapped up and tackled hard. Number 21, was that Aiden Crane? Nope, sorry, I've got the wrong number. One of the blocking receivers out there gave up his block before Armstrong was able to get around him, and so that player made the tackle in the backfield. It's a loss for the Tigers. It'll be 2nd and 12. Armstrong comes back out, takes the snap. Going to call his old number this time over the right side. Changes directions across the 15, down inside to around the 13-yard line.
So 23 out there, that's Quayshawn Leathers. That's Day-Day's brother on the block that he come up into there.
Got to hold that block a long time, Ashley. Play clock's down to 5.5 minutes, so it is going considerably faster. There's the snap. Hand off to Ferguson, who's going to drag a couple of players down to the 11. They're going to give him forward progress to the 11.
Should bring up 4th and about a 1 for the Tigers.
Go for it, I think, with the field position they have. Tigers getting the signal from their sideline. Armstrong relays the message to the offensive lineman. They come set. There's the snap. Hand off to Ferguson. He's got a big hole. He's across the 5-4.
He's going to be in.
He's in for a Tiger touchdown, folks.
It's his 3rd of the night.
Man, what a good round of blocking we had there from the offensive lineman. So that puts the Tigers up to 43-0. And you know Coach Wilson, he's pitching a shutout here, and he doesn't want to see that change. So You're going to see some good defense, I have a feeling, from the Tigers when they come back out.
Unless I'm mistaken, they still have only allowed 1 first down.
I believe you're right.
That's all they have allowed in the first half.
Once again, a bad snap. Christian takes it. He's trying to find a receiver. He's rolling out, and he's going to lose the football, and we're going to be recover it. So the attempt is no good. So the Tigers stick at 43-0. Clock keeps on rolling down under 4 minutes now. Got to give a shout-out to these kids, actually. We got Ben Dobson on camera and Celia Santana running the computer. We've got Charlotte Knott anxiously awaiting her turn on the camera. And she's cold, folks. She has been rained on, and she's chattering. If you hear noise, that's what it is. Got old Hunter Burchett here. He's playing some kind of skateboard game. And Owen Martin's in the corner listening to some music, it looks like. So with us only having to set up one camera tonight, not only did we get it set up very quick, but we don't really have enough jobs to go around, so we're having to shuffle people around to get some experience on things. It was, we were a little hesitant to set a camera up outside when the monsoon is falling. Tigers are ready to kick. Here comes Patrick, and it's a good kick. Taken at the 15, muffed once again, finally scooped up at the 10.
Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2, but he is finally brought down at the 15-yard line.
There were a
couple, number 27, Tanner Reagan, again on the tackle.
There was a couple of those change of direction blocks out there on that play that, boy, those always kind of make you a little bit nervous. That's a good time to get somebody where they aren't quite sure what day of the week it is.
Again, got some younger guys in there trying to get some experience so that the football field is not new to them when they're called upon.
That's right. Get that experience.
Tigers are young, but these Roger Ropers, they're young too, Mark. Only 2 seniors on both sides of the ball that are starters. The rest are juniors, sophomores, and freshmen playing for them. So could be a tough year for them.
Number 23 takes the carry around the right side, and he's going to be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage there, back to around the 10-yard line.
Good outside contained by the Tigers. It's going to bring up about 2nd and 16 for the Ropers.
Ropers are running in and out some players here. They break their huddle. Play clock's down to about 1:10. Game clock, excuse me. There's a little trickery there. The Tigers don't fall for it, but the ball carrier's broken a couple tackles. He's still breaking tackles, folks, and he will be horse-collared at the 40. It looks like they're digging for a flag.
And they're going to call him. They're going to get him for it. Was that Bradley Pruitt on that tackle?
Looks like it was, number 6.
On the old horse collar. But it's a touchdown-saving tackle nonetheless. That would be their 2nd first down.
They're going to call face mask, actually. Personal foul will be a first down. That's their biggest play from the line of scrimmage, and their 2nd first down. I think you just said that. Sorry, I was.
You know, Elijah Tatum, number 4, the cornerback, did a great job on outside contain. He forced him back to the inside, but that's when that inside linebackers, those outside linebackers, they're supposed to scrape over the top and be there to make the play, but they had got sucked inside on that time. Number 4 did a good job forcing him back inside, but there was no one there to make the play. He gets to the outside. Bradley Pruitt does a great job from the other side, taking that angle. The only problem was he got a little bit of the face mask or horse collar, however they want to call it, but nonetheless, touchdown-saving tackle. Live to fight another day. Bend, don't break. That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. Tigers are up 43-0 over the Ropers of Tulsa Rogers.
And the official has already wound the clock on the 4th quarter, actually. So literally the second that clock operator got those 12 minutes back on there, he started the clock. So we're already down to 11 minutes and 42 seconds in the game. We flipped the field. And so I want to say, Ashley, the entire second and third quarters were spent on this side of the field. That would be to our right.
That's correct.
The south side. And it now looks like we might kind of move it back the other way, especially if Tahlequah gets the ball back and they're able to move it around. Maybe we'll get some shots down the other side.
I guarantee you Wilson is over there hollering, do not let them score. He wants this shutout.
Ball carrier finally tackled by 21, Aiden Crane. Also number 56 on the tackle. That's Brandon Jackson, sophomore defensive lineman, 5'11", 205.
Brandon Jackson is the son of Crystal Jackson. Good-looking kid. Got a chance to do some things as he grows up in this program.
That's right.
A lot of guys with some high hopes here. Some big expectations. Tulsa Rogers is going to burn another timeout. That's their second of the second half. And, again, that's just going to stop the play clock, but the game clock is going to continue to run. As the coaches for Tulsa Rogers, they're doing what they can to keep these boys playing. You know, that's a tough job for them when you're down 43-0.
Especially when you look on the sideline, Ashley. I was just watching two of the Rogers players are boxing. And so you've got some distractions.
I'm not 100% certain the other one there is not playing Fortnite.
It's quite possible. It's quite possible.
But
He's
you
got
know,
a streak going, Ashley. You can't let that go. Or is that's Snapchat? Maybe that's it.
It could be Snapchat. He could be on Snapchat.
I'm being told by some of the students that we need to stop, that we don't necessarily know what we're talking about. But, folks, I'm just going to tell you we might be a little delirious up here. There's not a lot of airflow. We do have the windows open, but it's just kind of stagnant air. We're all fairly wet. My shoes are nice and wet, which might be adding to the smell we all have going on in here. There's a hand.
And he's
let go now. So we have a.
They're going to throw a penalty on Bradley Pruitt, which I'm not sure why. He was just hanging on.
He was hanging on, and you know, with the weather and everything, he couldn't let go, trying to prop everybody up. And so Pruitt ran into their pop-up tent. We have personal foul on the Tigers. It's going to be on Pruitt, and I'm just going to might be a homer call here, Ashley, but I think that's kind of
I think they're helping them out, giving them a little bit of offense to help maybe flip the field possibly. You know.
So they're going to mark it off, and that will be a first down.
I literally just heard one of the coaches say first downs to touchdowns, that's how we roll. So I guess they'll take those first downs however they can get them.
Well, that's the third one tonight. But the game clock, folks, still rolling down to about 8:20.
I do want to tell that gentleman the actions do speak louder than coaches, so let's see what happens.
Snap taken by number 9. He's going to avoid some tackles. Finally be brought down. I think number 14, Brett Bolin, is out there. That's a sophomore. So we see a lot of the younger classmen getting some reps in for the Tigers.
Not sure what's going on down there, but the play clock's not rolling. I'm not sure the refs know what's going on. They're just giving them time to get the play into the huddle.
And they cycled in. The Ropers did several different players, so trying to.
They never even ran the play clock.
Direct snap.
Another fumble.
Fumbled, but 28 has it. He's going to get some positive yardage right here, actually. He's across the 20 and forced out of bounds.
That's number 32. Is it
and that is going to be
Carson Ferguson on the touchdown-saving tackle, forced him out of bounds.
So you've got the Ropers getting, with the help of penalties and some plays like that. They're inside the red zone now on the 16-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 16, And with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game, they're knocking on the door. You never know what they may get here. The rain is slacking up a little bit, which is nice. Snap to 28. He's going to call his own number over the left side, and he will be brought down. Aiden Crane reaches up, folks, with one hand, gets a handful of jersey, and is able to pull him down. Crane used every bit of that 160-pound body he's got to pull him down, but he did it with some authority.
6 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Score from around the area of note, Skiatook has retaken the lead against Pryor, 9-6 with 3 minutes to go in third quarter. That's a game we'll definitely be paying attention to, kind of pulling for those Pryor Tigers to get a nice upset there.
Snap. Looks
Back to
like
pass. He's got a man, but he doesn't see him. He's going to tuck it and go. He's going to get gobbled up and brought down hard by number 27. That's Tanner Reagan on the tackle. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Ropers. You know, if he had his eyes down the field, he had number 3, his tight end, was streaking down the middle, wide open. Our safety had sucked up to play against the run. But, you know, when you start pressuring the quarterback, that's what happens. You know, he takes his eyes off of downfield and tucks it and goes. Probably could have had a touchdown pass had he kept his eyes down the field. Penalty must be on the play, and they're backing it up. It's going to be second and
all the way to the 30.
Goodness sakes. That's what it is. It's second, goodness sakes.
Yes.
That's how long it is.
That's one of those, like, bless their heart, right?
That's right. You ever seen that commercial with a guy, he dangles that dollar bill, and he's like, oh, you almost had it. That's kind of what it was like just then.
Fumble snap.
Another fumble snap. He's going to be tackled for a big loss
by Carson Ferguson.
Carson Ferguson just throws him down with authority.
So they're going to spot it at the 40. And here again, we've got one of those. It's going to be 3rd down. And let me count this, 10, 20. Well over 30 yards.
Clock continues to run here in the fourth quarter at about 4 minutes to go. They had threatened briefly getting into the red zone, and now they find themselves back at the 40-yard line. A far cry from when they were at the 10.
Boy, no kidding. So here we go. They've been running the Wildcat since the quarterback has been out. They have literally been in the Wildcat. There's a snap to 28. He's got a hole, actually. He's going to be tackled by 27. It's Tanner Reagan again. Just inside the 30. Nowhere near a first down. It'll be 4th and long still at the 30. They've got to get to the 11 or just inside the 11 for a first down. So we'll see what they want to do. That clock's still ticking. It's down to 3 minutes, 15 seconds.
Tahlequah hoping to pitch the shutout here. If they can get a stop here, I'd expect Gilbert to be able to just run this clock out. So let's see if the Tigers can hold them here, get their offense back on the field. Wildcat formation.
Low snap again.
And he's going to be gobbled up by that Tiger defense.
That's number 52 on the tackle,
52
Justin Hitchcock.
And also number 29, Shaw Thornton, a sophomore, 6 foot 165, wide receiver. Outside linebacker.
We have another injured player on the field. This is another Roper. They have not stopped the clock, so we very well may run out this game with an injury, Ashley. I don't know. It's down to 2:15 in the game. And the Roper player is still – well, now he's upright. He's limping off.
Limping
so
on
we
his
might
right
get
leg.
We'll get some
might get a play or two in here.
Offensive action. The Tigers will run out number 8, Hunter Smith, at quarterback. Hunter is a very athletic sophomore, 5'11", 145 pounds, good baseball player, good basketball player. Takes the snap. Hand off to number 9, Lane Eastham, also a sophomore. He carries the ball to the 35, gain of about 5 on the play, be second and 5, excuse me. It's a lot of 5s to say. Clock's down to minute 19. Smith takes the snap.
Fumbled.
Fumbled.
Picks
and
it
he will
up.
fall on it.
Good
Play
job
clock
just covering that ball back up. High snap. Ball's wet. Hunter, son of Chris Smith, Tahlequah police officer. Longtime school resource officer
That's
for Tahlequah
right.
Public Schools.
So we're trying to cycle in a dry ball here. Clock's down under 50 seconds left in the game. See what the Tigers can dial up here. And we're still – the poncho the official has on is about to swallow him up. He can't hardly see. The wind's blowing it. There he gets the ball off the field. That's probably the most entertaining thing I've seen the last 10 or 15 minutes, Ashley.
He just about got ran over by the wide receiver because he cannot see because of his poncho.
He's going to go across the 40, and he'll finally be tackled at the 45. Clock's down to 20 seconds left in the game.
Folks,
That might
that's
be
going to
it
do
right
it. They're
there.
gonna line them up. Your Tigers are going to get out of here with a win, 43-0 over the Tulsa Rogers Ropers.
Folks, we want to thank you all for listening to us. Before you go, there are a few things I want to remind you of. Number one, the cheerleaders tomorrow. Go out to Mabee Center, watch them cheer and try to take state. Also, don't forget we have 3 volleyball games next week. You can watch those on this website, on our app, or you can come to the TMAC and watch. And then don't forget Friday night we'll also be televising the Skytook game. So we'll be playing – the Tahlequah Tigers will travel to Osage County, take on Skytook Bulldogs. And, folks, that'll be a big, big, hard-fought battle. So if you can, make the trip and support your Tigers. We want to thank you all for listening to us, and have a good night.